Hello people, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we'll be having a small example based upon the decision tree. So I already made a video of the concepts in decision trees, what is a decision tree, why it is used, and what are the different components which are there in the decision tree. Now I haven't solved an example because actually in Python it becomes very easy to demonstrate how it is built and what is the techniques that you should follow when you do the real classification using sklearn decision tree modules and all those. So for that I'll be having a small data set. So from that I'll be basically building a tree and it will be shown in step by step how we do the computations and what things you should take care of. Okay, so let's begin. So for this I have the pandas, I have the numpy, and this is just for displaying some of the images because some of the images I have drawn on MS Paint and I've just pasted here. So it may happen that it may not render properly. So for that I use this IPython display import image. Then what I have is here in this repository that is in my local system, I have a CSV file which is called as db.csv, and that I'm keeping in a object that is file. So from that I am creating a data frame. So that is this line. So if I execute this, this is how my original data set looks like. Next, when you look at this data set, the last column, this is your target. So this is your classification, default borrower. So there are 10 instances, 0 to 9, and there are 7 negative instances and 3 positive instances, or yes class, no class and yes class. Talking about the attributes, there are 3 distinct attributes: homeowner, marital status, and annual income. Homeowner and marital status both are categorical. So homeowner is a categorical binary attribute, that is it takes yes no. Marital status is an ordinal attribute, that is single, married, and divorced. Okay, and annual income is a continuous variable. So with continuous variable it becomes a little trickier when you want to build your decision tree, because you may have to do something called as discretization or binning, so that you'll do a split. So in certain ranges you'll keep these values because there is a wide variety of values. When you look at the minimum value, it is somewhere around 60 I can observe, and the maximum value is 220. So in between there are values which ranges in some intervals. So we'll see how we can basically discretize that, and especially for only this annual income we have to do that treatment. Rest other two columns are not a big issue because they are as usual how it is to be. Okay, so talking about discretization of the annual income, so first it is upon you, like how you want to build your tree. So in decision tree, if you remember, we do splits. So usually if you build a decision tree using the ID3 algorithm, uh, that is iterative dichotomizer 3 algorithm, you have to split it into two. So there compulsory for any decision tree you have to do a two-way splits, because the minimum number of split that any of these attributes can have is 2. So if you look at the homeowner itself, you have two values, yes and no. For marital status it is 3. So annual income, it gives you a liberty, like whether you can go for two-way split or three-way split. And if you remember, when you have more number of splits, then it becomes easier for classification. Okay, and also you should take care, like you should not go beyond unnecessarily more number of splits, because like if you do 5-way split or 6-way split, then that may make your tree look overfit. So you have to keep in mind, so optimal number of splits that you have to decide. So for homeowner, it's from the data set we know that it's two-way split. For marital status, it is three-way split, and annual income will keep it as a three-way split. So we'll basically discretize the annual income into three ranges, that is 0 to 100, then 100 to 200, and 200 to infinity. So it is in this way. So how do you discretize this? So first of all, in pandas, we have something called as from tuples. So we pass this value ranges, that is 0 to 100, 101 to 200, and 200 to np dot infinity. So for infinity, you have to use the np dot infinity, uh, this operator. So what it does is, uh, it will create three bins. So now bin value will have first this bin, second bin, and third bin. Now what you want to do is you want to take the column. So from this particular data frame, annual income is one label. So you select this particular column entirely. Then you do something called as a cut. So cut is a function which is present in pandas, where you can pass onto which column you want to discretize, and for bins you have to pass this bins. So accordingly, when I run this, it will automatically categorize in which value ranges it falls. So just to cross check, if I run this, you can see this is how it looks like. So 125 falls in the range of 101 to 200, so it categorizes it perfectly. Then 100 lies in the range of 0 to 100, 70 again 0 to 100, 120, 101 to 200, 95, 60. These values you can cross check. Just only one value, that is 220, is more than 200, so it falls in that range. So 200 to infinity. So just to keep in mind, you have to decide upon optimal number of splits that is possible. So here making a two-way split may not be that good, because ideally if you look, there are a possibility or chance of three-way. So why not go for three-way? So three-way is the best and optimal split for this particular column. Okay. Next, what we do is we have to determine which will be the root node. So we have to do the entropy calculation. So entropy is given by a logarithmic calculation, which is nothing but this. So you take the number of S class and the number of uh, no classes. So you determine the proportion, and this is your entropy value. Okay. Next, for each of the attributes, you have to decide. So for homeowner, homeowner takes value yes. So it is classified in this way. Okay. And for homeowner no, you have in this value. Okay. Then you have to calculate the information gain. So that is calculated as you subtract all these things. So you take the proportion of 3 by 10 into 0, 7 by 10 into 0 of the no class and yes class. You multiply with their average entropy. So this comes out to be average entropy. So this bracket is first solved, and you subtract it from the parent entropy to get the information gain. Okay. And just keep in mind, golden rule is like the entropy should be minimum and the information gain should be maximum. Okay. And it can be also possible that uh, two nodes can have the same information gain. Okay. So there, at that scenario, it's up to you which you want to proceed with, or you can also keep two decision trees with uh, same root nodes. Okay. Then you go with marital status. So in marital status, you calculate the entropy similar way for that particular attribute value. So for divorced, you calculate in this way. For married, you calculate in this way. an information gain in the similar way how you do as before. You subtract it and you obtain 0.2813. For annual income, we have the bins. So accordingly with the bins, we do the computation for 0 to 100, 101 to 200, 201 to infinity. Okay, and then you calculate the information gain. So we look at which of the information gain is the maximum. So maximum one is obtained for marital status. So this will be the candidate for the root node. Okay, so split on the attribute with the highest information gain, that becomes our marital status. So this is the first draft of the decision tree, how it looks like. So marital status, and in marital status, if you look at this particular node, that is this one, that is married. In married, it was a perfect classification. Okay, so that is for DB n is equal to 4. It has the correct classification. So there were no yes classes or yes samples there. Everything was no class. So 4 instances which belong to defaulted borrower no. Okay, so if you want to check, this is how it looks like. So for I am doing a comparison for the married value on the marital status column. So it returned me 1, 3, 5 and 8. That is 4 number of instances that correspond to this value, and they all belong to the no class. Okay, so this is how I make this as a leaf node. Okay, so in the next step, I make this as a leaf node, and on the left and right side I have some impurities which are present here. So again I check now. I first move on to this branch, that is left branch, and I see there are equal number of partitions. So whenever you have equal proportions of instances in both the classes, your entropy will be 1. If any of them is 0, that means the entropy is 0. Okay, so if I run this, you can see there are two S classes. Okay, and the instances, uh, there is one S class, and there are 3 no classes. Oh, sorry. This is defaulted borrower, 2 yes classes, 7, 9, and 2 no classes, that is 0 and 2. Okay. So accordingly, we have to calculate the entropy of this particular child. So we calculate the entropy, that is out of this proportion you calculate the entropy. So entropy will be 1. So just this is how mathematically it is done, but you can do an eyeballing technique, and just by looking at the proportions of both these classes, when these two are equal, that means your entropy is 1. Okay, so homeowner, you calculate the entropy with respect to, or the information gain with respect to the remaining two attributes that is left. Now to decide which will be the root node or the internal nodes. So here for homeowner, yes, it is 0. For homeowner, no, it is 0.9183. You calculate the information gain, this comes out to be 3133, and for annual income, you do the computations, you get it as 0.3133. So now here you see both these things are same. So it doesn't matter which you keep, so you can take any of this. So I am choosing the annual income. So it is okay to choose the homeowner, but then homeowner will go to the right side. So you can do a or choose which of the attribute to go where, that's upon you. So how you want to represent this. So this is how it looks like once the annual income is made as an internal node on the left hand side. Okay, so here if you look, that is this value, it turned out to be 0 for annual income. The 101 and 200, this range. So here in this you have only one attribute that is classified as no, so that is this one. Okay, that is the first instance itself, that is single. Okay, so good to go. So now what we have is so we make that thing as leaf node. So this one and this one both as leaf node, and now we look for a divorced. So for a divorced we have two instances, one belongs to S class and one belongs to no class. So now what about this particular node? So now this is not a leaf, you have two instances. So for db is equal to yes and one instance for db is equal to no. Now whenever an instance comes in for classification of this particular node, you have to do the classification with respect to the majority class. So majority class here will be yes class, so it will be predicted as yes. But since due to a lack of attributes we have, we cannot split this further, and we now go here and do the splitting here. Okay, so the left out attribute, that is our homeowner, will go to this part, and we check. So for homeowner no, we have db is equal to yes, and for homeowner yes, we have db is equal to no. So this is how my final decision tree looks like, and if I had more attributes, then I could have made a split here, and then I would build my tree. But the main idea is like to get a homogeneous nodes at each level, so that gives you perfect classification. So well, that was all regarding a simple example on decision tree. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found this video helpful, informative, educative, please do like, share, comment, and if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching this video.